Um, Hello, everybody. It's our first meeting after the pandemic breakout, right? And I have to introduce William. He's a new teacher. Okay, he started last week. He's replacing Rana. Okay, Rana, if you don't know, got married, and yes, and she's on a vacation. Okay. Um, and what else? And Eleanor is joining us again. So she's the newest teacher, right? She is because she started this week. Okay. And what else? So today, Pat and Eduardo are going to have a demonstration on how to work with hybrid classes. Okay, because we're not very happy with the way it's being handled. Okay. Many times the teacher is just looking at the television or the computer, and the rest of the students, maybe 3 or 4, are there dying to participate, but nobody's paying attention to them. Okay? Or sometimes the teacher is here teaching to 2, 3 people and 25 people online not knowing what to do. Okay? So I noticed that Eduardo and Pat are doing a great job in what is it called, in awareness. That's what Mr. Neto likes to call. You must be aware that you have students online and students in the classroom, and divide your time. I also want to introduce you to David. Okay, right? Yes, he's from the tech department. Okay, and he's here for questions that you may have, trainings that you may need. Okay, he's going to be here till what time? Till 2 o'clock. Oh, this is going to be really quick. That's Erica. Hello, Erica. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you? Good afternoon. I'm good, thanks. Hello, everybody.
Great. Say something, please.
Hello, hi. Good afternoon. I was saying hello, everybody, but I didn't see anybody but you.
Excellent.
Anybody else?
All right. So now a few things before we start. Okay.
Right.
Now, yeah, don't forget to pass that list. Yeah, I need it back today. Now, you probably noticed the lack of pizza.
Yes.
Why is that? I know. I missed the pizza too. Exactly, because of the social distancing situation. Okay, hopefully the next we will all be vaccinated and we can eat pizza, cake, whatever. Okay, yes. Now, yes, exactly. So I noticed during your classes that your pair work many times. Okay, the students are getting too close. Okay, when you notice that students are like coochie coochie like you too, you have to say, well, you have to be a little further. Yes. Okay, but today I said something to a student. I asked her to, that was, I guess she was in East class, and she was really angry and she left. Okay, because I asked you to sit more farther from the other students. And she got really angry and left the class. So I don't know what to say. Okay. And I was not, Eve, was I rude to her? No. I just asked her to be a little further, but she walked out very angry. Well, what can I do? Now, anyway, so things that have changed, okay? Attendance, okay? Attendance is like this. The students must have their names on the cameras, okay? If they don't know how to do it, which happens a lot, please help them. You are the host of the meeting. You can change their names, right? Right, Erica? Okay, so you can change their names, all right? Now, that's a way to help them. Okay, now, Diane, can you show your camera, please? Yes. Then, anyway. I have to play with this a little while, okay, before you can get it right. Yeah. Now, so attendance is like this. Students must show their cameras. They don't have to show the cameras the entire time, because if they have iPhone, for example, and you're sharing a page of your book, iPhone automatically deselects the camera and they can see whatever you're showing. Okay? It's a limitation that iPhone has. Okay? If you have a tablet, you don't have that. Okay? Apparently. Okay? But a lot of students complain that if they put the camera on, the camera stays, if you're showing this page, the camera and their picture appears right here, so they cannot read whatever you show. So what you do is allow them to. Okay, no problem. But keep calling on that student. If the class is 4 hours, call them the entire 4 hours. Okay? If they don't respond during the 4 hours, okay? They don't respond. Oh, where's my notebook? 4 here. Call the students the entire 4 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour, whatever time that is there, call on them. And let's say that when you began the class, Mario was there, right? And you marked him present, right? Mario was beautifully showing his face and his work and everything, but then suddenly you take attendance and boop, his camera goes off. Don't tell me that it doesn't happen. Yes. Keep calling on the students, and they have to respond. They have to prove that they are there. Okay? And then if that student, the camera goes off and he never responds anymore, you cannot change here anymore. You lost that ability. Yes. You have, but before that, you have to do this. Camera off and student not responding. Now, not responding does not mean that he did not respond one time. It means that during the entire 2 hours, 4 hours, he did not respond. Okay? There is a legal issue there. Okay? That's between you and me, and the students cannot know about it. Okay? There is no rule in the immigration that says that camera must be on. There is no rule in the state of New York that students must have their cameras on for privacy reasons. I did not choose that, okay? I don't know. Yes, don't tell them that. Whatever it is, okay? Well, at ZONI, we require that their cameras are on. Okay? But we cannot enforce them. I mean, we can enforce with ZONI's rules, but not. Okay? So keep on calling on them, okay? And let them answer the questions. Okay? And give them the opportunity. Maybe they are at a place that they don't want to be seen. Okay? But they must participate with their cameras on according to ZONI's rules. Okay? But if they can't, for those reasons that I just told you, okay, the cameras go off because they're sharing something, then don't punish the student. But the minute that you stop sharing, his camera must pop up again. All right? Now, after you wrote this, that this is a student that was not participating, okay, the entire time. You know what they do? They take a picture of their login time and they send it to bursars and say, "Oh, I was in the class and the teacher doesn't like me, and the teacher is a racist, the teacher doesn't that, and the teacher does not that marks me absent." So this is your okay. CYA. Okay, so there we go. So make sure that you have that note there and send the email to bursars explaining that this person, the camera was off and he or she was not responding. Okay, in which case they have to mark them absent. You okay there, girls? Girls? You okay there? Yes? Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah?
I can.
All right, good. Now, so that's the attendance issue. Now, tests and progress reports. We are still have to write progress reports. Oh, another thing, the temperature must be running, the air must be running. You must wear 2 sweaters, 3 sweaters. We cannot have classroom without window and nothing running. We must have air. The window does not
Okay,
run.
Alex. Yeah, you can be Alex.
We cannot live without no air. Air must be running, okay? If you feel cold, have a coat or something around. Okay, that's what we need to do, okay? Because turning off the air expose everybody. So I'm breathing my air. I'm breathing your air. Okay? And everybody's air that I've breathed, that I breathe during my weekends and at home and everybody's is to keep the air rolling. Okay? Don't have a sweater or coat or something. And we'll be fine.
Okay, Alex, you can be Alex.
Good. Adam, yes.
I have practice tomorrow.
Heat. It's 78 degrees. No. 78 degrees up. December is going to be very different. I don't know how December is going to be.
That's air, right? Not necessarily air.
Yeah. But in December, the air is going to be very cold. So we might need some heat too.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
To wear my smoothies.
We're done to Miami.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Okay, good. Now, Miami is now the number of cases is much higher. Okay, and it's very warm, so it proves my theory. Cold is better. Viruses don't like cold and dry. Now, another test. We are still having to do progress reports. Okay, now, if you are doing online, okay, how do we proceed? Let me see. What did I do? I did not create. I changed one progress report from IO3, okay, to look like the progress report that it gives to the student. But the customization is not really. I cannot put the logo, for example. I cannot unless you can find a way to do that. Okay, it's very basic, but it gives the most important information. Oh, I have it here now. Well, in my office, it gives the student's name, the level, and oral and written test and the final grade. It hasn't been approved by Evina yet, okay? But I'm going to have a meeting with her today. So if she says yes, we'll go forward because we have to do it for everybody or nobody, right? Good. Then next, but we still have to do progress reports, rubrics, and everything. So to the people who are here, okay? Now, attendance, teachers' attendance, okay? The rule at Zoni is if you need a day off, okay, give us 1 month notice, not 3 days. If you give me 2-3 days, you're gonna have to find your sub because it's very difficult to find substitutions. You have no idea how hard it is. Some of you have been very lucky, okay, but because now I have somebody, but as soon as that person gets her classes, will be tied for. So if you have appointments, okay, try to make your appointments for times that you don't teach. For example, you don't teach from 1 to 6. Okay, so make your appointments for that time, like most people would do. Okay, or unless you have a substitute available, okay, we can work it out. Okay, good. But don't bring me your sister. Somebody brought a sister to substitute. That does not work. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it was funny. It was serious. Anyway, is that real? Yes, it's real. Okay, yes. Now, guys, we already spoke about it, but the equipment, okay, well, you're doing much better now, I have to say, okay, but you must be very careful with the equipment, okay, especially with the camera, it's very easy to tilt. So please be careful, don't knock it off, okay? Then anyway, make sure that your computer in the morning, the microphone is on, okay? And when you leave, make sure that you turn off or leave it charging. I know that some of you like to put your USB plugs there or your mice there, but when you leave, plug it back on. Okay? You can't plug it wrong. It's very difficult to break a computer unless you drop it. Okay, but it's very difficult. So, and you can't plug it wrong. Okay, but sometimes, like this afternoon, I came here to start the meeting, and the power cable was out of the jack, so the power went off. Okay, so make sure that all the cables are there. Okay, and don't forget, I put some little papers that say what the passwords are. Okay, so don't forget them. Let me see what else. What else? Equipment. Okay. Now this sound. Okay. Here, very important when you look at the mute button. There is it's called an arrow pointing up. If you click there, it's going to give you all the options for the microphones. The microphone that you use on your hotel is this one here. But in some of the computers, I have to make some changes with the IT guy, and it has to be same as system. So don't change unless the students say, "Teacher, I can't hear you." Then call me and I'll figure it out. Okay? Yes. And this, some teachers say, "Oh, I can't hear the students," because you're not using the television. Okay, the sound comes out through here. Okay, so make sure that it works well there for you. Now, if you're using this camera here, which Pat and Eduardo are going to talk to you about, you must change the microphone to the USB microphone, which is this one. Otherwise, you are here and nobody can hear you, unless you're using the lapel thing. Well, I don't know. Okay, use the one that the students can hear you from. All right? Questions? Zoom tools. Today I saw Eve. Okay? Eve has been doing great work with Zoom. Yes. And today he managed to write his lesson and project it to the board so the students could see even sitting far away. Okay? So you could be the person to refer to get information on that. Okay? So if you don't have any more questions, let me see, Pat and Eduardo are going to take over now. Okay? Okay. So basically what I'm going to share with you is how I do my lessons using the hybrid classes given here and then online. So the first thing that I do is I come early to make sure that everything is fine. And what I do is I always position the camera, the tripod, especially when if I'm going to, let's say, correct homework on the board, right? So I set in such a way that when the students get online, so they can see me and see the board, right? For example, something like this, so I can write and everybody can see. The students here in the classroom can see, and also the students online can see, right? Blah, blah, okay. Or when I'm going, if I have to write on the board, I'm going to present a topic. So I always try to make sure that I have the correct position of the camera, so that there's no, and they don't have any issues with that. Okay, then after that, when students are participating, right? So we have, this is something that we have to be aware of. Now we're working with 2 classrooms. One here, and we have one here. So we have to constantly be aware of that. And therefore, this is what I do. I'm always adjusting the camera. So I'm talking to them, make sure that also they can see my face. And And when somebody's saying something, like, for example, oh, Jessica, can you dance?
Yes, I can dance.
Okay, right. So if one of the students here is talking and participating, so I want them to see them. So it looks like we have only one classroom, so that everything goes seamlessly. Okay, so and then if another student is there, okay, so I move the camera. Mandana, can you speak Spanish?
No, I can't speak.
No, you can't, but you live in New York. So come on, you have to know Spanish if you live in New York, right?
Yeah, but I teach English.
Right?
I know.
Right? Okay, this is okay. All right. Now, even if you sit like because the students are doing something, they're working on the books or whatever it is, so I lower the camera. I lower it. I'm sitting, so they know, they say I'm sitting, that I am here. They're not by themselves, right? That I'm here because they don't want to see like blank or I don't know, they probably feel a little lonely. I guess I don't know. Yeah, but you know, the point is that I'm constantly uh, adjusting the camera, moving the camera, right? Making sure that I talk to the students in the classroom, and also I talk to the students online, and not only that, but also to get them engaged, to interact with the students. Okay, so now she has a question for you, David. No, that's Diane. Okay, and then I have them interact with each other. Okay, not only you guys here or you guys here. So everywhere. So it's like there's only uh, one classroom, right? Okay, so basically that's what I do, right? Always make sure that I come early so I can check everything, make sure that everything is functioning, that the mic is on. When I start the class, I already have my mic on. I feel like anchor. This is a lot today. So, okay, and then when I finish my class, like Adam would say, just turn it off and leave it there. Okay? So basically that's how we do it. Okay? All right. So,
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna be overlapping the same information as Eduardo. I maybe emphasizing something. So yes, the same thing. I try to come to class early to get the equipment set up, especially the camera. And usually what I try to do is as we're waiting for students to come, I sometimes like to go like this. I usually point to the entrance as students are coming in. So rather than just having like a blank board, I'll usually sometimes point it to the entrance of the door. Okay, so as they come in, they see traffic in the hallway or what have you. Okay, okay, now, if you have only a few students, like in one of my classes, I only have 3 students and I have virtual, the 3 physical students, rather than have the physical students, like one student there, one student there, I don't like that. I don't like being here and going like this, and like this, right? So I have them all here on the side of the equipment. So this way I can look at them and look at them rather than looking over there. So I have them come here. Like if I have 3 students, it'll be like these 3 on the side of the equipment. And of course, try to remember that the students need to maintain social distance. If it's a lot of students, then they can sit anywhere, okay, anywhere they want. Okay, I always look at the camera. So let's focus on the camera first. I have, when I give instructions, to the entire class. As Eduardo said, we're integrating 2 classrooms into 1. So with the camera, I always look into the camera. And as I'm looking into the camera, I'm also looking at you, and they think I'm looking at them, but not really. They think I'm looking at them because I'm going directly. So do that, because it's I had to get used to it too. It doesn't look good when you're not looking at them. Feel like they're not part of it. So you have to make a conscious effort of constantly looking directly at the camera. I look at the camera and at the students, the physical students, when I give instructions. When I give instructions, I look at the camera, I look at you, and I look at you, and I look at you. Also, when I give a lesson, same thing. I stand up. I don't do it from the chair. I stand up and look at the camera and at the class. When I write on the board, same thing. When I'm writing in the board, I'm looking in this direction. When I'm assessing students or having a conversation with the students, the same thing. And as Eduardo said, when there's a conversation, I then turn the camera around. Oops. I turn the camera around, as Eduardo said, and then I would integrate the 2 groups, okay? With like Erica will ask a question to Vandana, okay? And then they will communicate, okay? Now, if I have 3 students, let's say if I have only 3 students, what I usually do is, because everybody's wearing masks, and it's difficult to know who's talking because the physical students are wearing their masks. So what I try to do is especially if there's only 3 students, I'll go like this. I'll say, Erica, can you ask a question to Vandana? This is Vandana. Can you ask a question to Vandana? Erica?
Hello.
A question, any question.
Do you like pizza?
Sorry?
Do you like pizza?
Yes, I do. Okay, yes, I like pizza. Okay, so I usually do that. So I'll say, okay, you can say, Diana, ask a question to David. I'm sorry, David. And then I'll go like this. I'll point to David like that. Okay, because they don't know who's talking. Everybody's with a mask on. Okay, but of course, if there's a lot of students, I can't do it, but the students will raise their hand. Okay, so they know who they're talking to. Okay. Okay, that's one. And also with the camera, I try to make it interesting. I use, it's a deep voice, I'll get close up to the camera and I'll like, what, you know? And they laugh at me, you know, I'll take off my mask briefly and I'll go, you know, and they laugh at my expressions. You know, I have to make it less interesting. Okay, now, when I'm by the computer and not on the camera, with the computer, I check on the students, especially in the breakout rooms.
Yes.
And as I'm here, I'm multitasking. I'm also paying attention to the students here in groups. And so you have to multitask and listen here and listen here. I provide feedback, like, oh, very good, good pronunciation, good. And I'm also providing feedback over here, like, okay, very good, Vandana, very good, William, very good, Tagada, good example. So I try to do that. And also, yes, get up. I mean, get up and try to, walk around in the classroom if you can and just check up on your physical students. Use the chat, you know, the chat, and give any tips to the students in the online. So especially with the lower levels, they have no more ideas, like they're stuck, they're using the same vocabulary. What do you eat? I eat chicken. What do you eat? So you want to give them help. So I'll add verbs. I'll put like drink, cook, and then they'll see and they're like, oh, and they'll use those verbs. Okay, so you take advantage of the chat. Okay, and also you would do the same thing with the physical students. If they're having problems, just write examples on the board. Okay, I guess that's about it. So that's how I integrate the two classes. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Violet. Anything else to ask you to point out, but that's all.
I don't remember.
Remember?
That's a very good.
All right.
No.
Maybe you will. No.
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, providing feedback is important. They like that. They appreciate it. Okay, good pronunciation, very good. You know, not always giving negative and, you know, just very good. They really enjoy that.
Now, students have been complaining, okay, that some teachers are not correcting them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Don't ignore corrections. They're very important. Okay? We have received a couple of complaints recently. Oh, teacher does not correct us. I understand that sometimes it's a little challenging, but be selective about your corrections. I'm sure you know how to do that. Okay? But don't miss the correction. Okay? So if the student makes a mistake that, say for example, he's explaining what his weekend was like, you're not going to stop him every 5 words. But if it stops you from understanding what he wants, interrupt him for a minute, rephrase his sentences and make them repeat corrected sentences, structures, or whatever. Okay, don't forget that. Okay. Let me see now. David, you would like to join us? This part.
Created this little manual. I'm from the IT department in Manhattan, so
Oh,
what we do is we handle all the virtual classes, everything on Zoom.
He's the person who calls us something does not work.
Yes, I'm the person that always joins the meetings, continues to host. I'm always in there.
Yeah, there's Daniel, two Georges, and Daniel.
George.
David. Yeah,
And I'm David.
no, wait a minute. Is that what you're thinking?
We are taking some jobs, so if you want to work in that team. So this is a very brief manual. It's about 3 pages, front and back. It talks about logging into the computers. Maybe the login information could be correct. But it talks about all information from logging into AOTree, taking attendance, using the Zoom toolbar. So when you're sharing a screen, I talk about how to use the toolbar, how to move things around. I would like also some feedback on this. So if I'm missing some stuff, you guys can let me know. We're trying to migrate toward all students using AOTree accounts. So every student that's created and registered, they should have an AOTree. Have their own login information and their own password. Every student. They can access it.
Can the teacher find that information on the IOT?
Yes, so same way you go on AOTree where it says scheduling course list, that same tab, profile.
So the teachers can find.
Yes, so the teachers they do have the ability to find student information. If not, yeah.
They asked me and I don't know the teachers.
So you see at the top of the screen here, where it says scheduling.
Do you mind sharing the screen, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
I forgot we had people here on this.
You cannot forget.
Thank you.
Can you see the screen now? Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
thank-
So you see where the scheduling is, under profiles, you can find any teacher and any student. I have to verify with Joe to confirm that yeah, I don't think you guys have access to see teachers, but you do have access for students. So once you click this button right here, you can see every single student that's been created in AOTree. You can search by email, you can search by first name and last name. 3 ways. let's say,
Find one person for us.
yeah, so, I mean, I don't know any ID here, but
One David.
Juan,
David.
the Jackson Heights student? Is he an AO tree?
Anyone David, so anyone is fine, it's just for the sake of example.
You see it right here, you look Juan David, and he comes up right here. There's another one in Passaic. So it's always important to look at the campus. Because sometimes you have campuses like Newark and Passaic. Newark and Passaic, they utilize the same IDs. It's very important to understand where the student is studying.
So when you're doing your tests, it's important that you have that information because the student constantly forgets his opinion.
So you can always contact tech support. You can find information in a matter of seconds. You can give it to them. If they're not created, we can create them and enroll them in the class. Once you click on the student, you click this little tab right here says account. Account. Scroll down, and right here where it says login information, you can see password.
Password is not student one, don't give it to them.
Do not give it to them. Most of the time, the only other password that we accept is no payment. That's when I go ahead and check credits. I can change the password. I have access to change the password here. That's if they need to reset their password. Some students will go into their accounts and they will change the password. Crazy. Something super long. And then they're gonna forget. And they call us saying we can't get in, we're having trouble. And I look and they have a crazy password. So I can always change it for them.
Okay, so normally we use student one to get
Student one.
normal.
I mean, I want this to be more focused on you guys as teachers. You know, it's very difficult to navigate a lot of platforms. Which you know, and it's new to me. Still learning new things on it. If you guys have any questions? You guys want to know how to? You know how to upload exams or?
Yeah, sure. I have a question. I was using it yesterday for my students to prepare for their final exam. Yes, first time using AO. Everybody had the laptop and they used student one. They were able to download the practice exam that I have generated, except for one student. I thought, okay, maybe that's probably that laptop. So we tried 3 different laptops and it just wouldn't recognize that ID number. So I don't know what happened.
Maybe they weren't enrolled. I mean, if they were in your class, enrolled, could be something small. I have to see.
Okay.
And I have to troubleshoot.
Okay.
Can't say exactly. But most of the times, technology, it's a little thing, one button that's not clicked. Very simple thing. Any other questions? You guys went over a lot how to use Zoom. You guys are a lot more ahead than Manhattan. Manhattan campus is very slow. A lot of teachers struggle. You guys are very good. As for AO3, you guys are all familiar with AO3, how to upload exams, take attendance. That's fine. We all want the students to use it. That's the goal. All the exams to be online. Students can use their phones, they can use the computer. And all the exams are already made for you guys. So you can see the exams and now students.
So the students, once they do their final exam, the final exam, and they don't want to wait till Monday to get the results.
Yes.
They can go into AO3.
And they should see the.
They can see the
Yes.
results.
So I hope.
And they,
I'm gonna try to show you. So every student's account, they see this. When they log in, this is the first thing they see, is the class. They see everything you guys see right here. So when they scroll down to where, this right here is where the exam, it's not here, but it would say pending, submitted.
Yeah.
You click on the test. Once you click on the test, you can independently see every student's test. You can do the same thing. Not every student, not every test, but once they log in, they can see if their test is completed or not. They click on the test and it will give them.
Okay, now this is another question, because there was a problem last year where students wanted to see their exams. They took the exams, but they want to know what errors they made.
Yes.
Can they, once the teacher have graded the exams,
They
can
can
the
see it.
student go and look at the exam itself and
Yes.
check number 2 and 3 to see what they could?
The
do?
same way you guys have the exams here, it comes up in the course 7 final. You click on it, the student will click on it. Now, once they click on it, a whole new window will pop up, and then they can scroll down. If it's multiple choice questions, A, B, C, D, it will show green, the one that's correct, or if they put it wrong, you go to the next.
Okay, so you can say
And they can see every single question. You also have the option, let's say a student's struggling and have problems submitting. Sometimes we have students that are using Apple iPads. And Apple iPads sometimes struggle. They would choose submitting exams. A lot of students that are using tablets have problems with the exams. And let's say they do submit a test, they answered all the questions, and it says that they didn't submit the test. You can physically go into that test, find the student, you know where it says view. I would love to show you guys.
We had a test last week. Well, last week, no.
My level 7.
Okay, so try Jessica. Jessica's class.
Level 7 class?
Yeah,
What time is it at?
6 to 8 p.m.
Day,
on 6 to 8.
level 6?
No, 7. 7.
Yeah, I think.
This is it.
They changed that
Fine.
Yeah, this is probably what it's labeled at. When they do the continuations, they will change.
That's what I was saying.
So
Okay.
here,
No.
click this. Now, you see where it says view? You click one of these buttons. Now this allows the student to take the test again. Whenever you do this, you want to make sure the student, takes pictures of the answers that they put. Make sure that they don't have to. But that is an option that you guys have. So if you need to let the student retake the test, you're able to do it with this.
We press, what button do we press?
You just press, well, you go into the exam. So if I show you again, once you are in your class page, down to your exam, click test. These are all the ones on the right side.
So when we press redo, the students
Have the ability to take the test
otherwise,
completely,
otherwise they can't unless the teacher does. them.
unless the teacher does it or one of us.
But David, going back to what you said at the beginning, like, if they have a problem with the tablet,
Yeah.
so what do we do in that case?
If they're having a problem with the tablet,
Uh-huh.
check to see if they're using Safari. If you're using Safari,
Okay,
Safari has a lot of.
okay.
But
So-
what this tell us from this stuff, right?
Now, we have been.
I don't want to keep you guys long.
We have been using our.
You guys have any questions here, Erica?
Nothing.
Chrome is always the best, that's why.
I have a question. Sometimes students leave their exam unfinished.
Yes, you can submit it for them.
And no, my question is, can they go home and complete it?
Yes, it all depends on you set the deadline at.
I mean, how can we set a deadline? They just
So-
go home and cheat and do the exam.
Exactly, so,
How do we handle
I,
that?
yeah.
They have an access to the exam.
Yeah, so it's all, I don't know how.
What you do is, the class ended, everybody who finished the test, finished the test. You can't finish it all. And you tell them, look,
No, but they
You
have an
cannot-
access, that's what I'm asking.
they don't have to know.
So this is a quick thing and it's useful, I think it's useful for everybody. You see where it says release date and deadline? So let's say you wanted to upload a test for, I don't know, it's 2 weeks. You can go in right now, find your test with Zoni Official, same way you can find your exams, you click Zoni Official. Scroll down and find your course right here where it says assignment name. You see all the courses for, level 5, or level 4, level 5, level 7. You can select the release date. This release date means it will be visible to all the students at time. So if I go in right now, I can put this test for level 5 and set it, next month I can put it at for October 22nd. And once I hit this button, and I put this date, it won't show in your class until October. You can also add a deadline, if you want to be done the same day or the next day, you can set it as well. And you just, and once you hit attach assignment, it does it automatically. That's all, and I want to answer your question. You guys went over a lot.
Right, so thank you very much, David.
No problem. I'm gonna be right on front, guys. So Zoom, AOTree, even computer problems, anything with the computer.
Bring your laptops with you.
Yeah. pretty much anything I can help you.
I have a laptop from in 1998.
Probably wasn't even born yet.
That's true.
That's it, guys.
Okay, so thank you very much. All
Thank
right.
you. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I guess this is it for today. Okay. And let's hope next time we can have pizza. Oh,
Yeah, thanks, everybody.